Hello all. Today we are going to learn about the third loop in C++, that is do while loop. I hope that now you are very familiar and very much aware about what is happening in a for loop and while loop. So we'll now learn how a do while loop works. We know that in a while loop that the condition is first checked and then only the body of the loop will be executed. But then there is a significant difference in the do while loop in that particular aspect, because in a do while loop, without checking the condition at least one time, the body of the loop will be executed. It is guaranteed that it will do the execution of the loop even if the condition is not satisfied at least a single time. Okay. So that is why I've written, if it has to be guaranteed, if we have a situation that the loop body has to be executed at least once, whatever be the initial state of the test expression is, or whatever be the condition, whether it is greater than, less than, or whether the condition is satisfied or not, the body of the loop has to be executed at least once. If that is the situation, then it is better to use the do while loop. Okay. And the second thing is that the statement inside the same thing, what we said earlier, that the statement inside the loop, they get executed first and then only the condition is evaluated. So if it has to be guaranteed that the loop body has to be executed without checking the without checking the condition at least once, we have to make sure that the statement is or the do while loop should be syntaxed in such a way that the checking comes only after the loop. Okay, so the statement, we can say that statements inside the loops, they get executed first and then only the condition is evaluated. So checking the condition is only put at the end of the loop. That is what is happening in a do while loop. Okay, now since the condition is tested after the execution of the body of the loop, we can say that it is an exit controlled loop. We have learned about for loop and while loop as entry control loop because the condition is checked first and then the flow transfers to the body of the loop. But here actually the body of the loop will be executed first and then only the condition is checked. So we can say that this is an exit controlled loop. Okay. Now we'll see the syntax of the do while loop. As it is almost similar to the while loop, since it is do while loop. For a single statement loop, we can write the syntax can be written like this. First we put the do, okay. Then we have to write the statement, and then only we write the while and in bracket the condition. Okay. So this is the case of a single statement, because we know that if there are more than one statement, you have to put the braces. That is the situation in most of the cases. For and before also we saw, in while also we saw the same thing. Here also for a single statement we need not put the braces, but even if you put the braces also, then it's fine, it's okay. But if you don't put the braces, it is meant that the do loop contains only a single statement, or it will take only the first one statement within the loop under consideration. Okay, so we have to write the do loop, then the statement, then the while, and along with that the condition. And but remember, there is a difference from the other two cases. We have to put a semicolon here. Nowhere in the for loop or in the while loop we were putting a semicolon along with the loop. Inside the statements you used to put the semicolon, but nowhere along with for or while you had not put the semicolon elsewhere. But in do while condition, after the while statement, that is at the end, after the condition, you have to put a semicolon. Okay. Now suppose you have more than two statements. This is the situation. You know, you have to write do, then you have to start the braces. You have to write as many sentences you have, close the braces. Then you have to write the while along with the condition and end with the semicolon. Okay, so this is the syntax of do while loop. Now we'll see how a do while loop work. Or what is the operation of a do while loop. And for this, it is easy to draw the flow chart and understand. Okay, so the flow chart of a do while loop is given here. You have so first it starts with the body of the loop. Do statement is there, but then you have to think how it works. As we are considering the working, so first the body of the loop will be, or the statements will be executed, and then comes the test expression. So at the end, which means that it is actually getting ready for the next step. A first time body of the loop will be executed anyway. It will not check the test expression for the first case. Then it comes to the test expression, that is our while statement, where you have a condition. We are checking whether the condition is satisfied or not. Okay, and if the test expression is condition is satisfied, then the program flows to the if it is true, the condition, sorry, it will flow to the body of the loop. Okay, so the control will be given to the body of the loop again. And if the test expression is not satisfied at that instant, then it will exit from the do while loop. So it will be exit. Okay, so first time the body of the loop will be executed, then it will test the expression. And second time, if the control will be transferred to the body of the loop only if the test expression is satisfied. Okay, otherwise it will quit from the do while loop. So this is how a do while loop work. Now we can see with a simple example how it works. So here we are going to write a program which invites the user to enter the dividend and divisor and calculate the quotient and the remainder and prints out the result. So we can enter dividend. So we are going to write a program. So basically the program should ask us what is the dividend. Okay, then it asks what is the divisor. So there should be an option to enter the dividend and enter the divisor. Then it will calculate the quotient and then it will calculate the remainder and then prints out the result. So in a do, since we are trying to see how a do while, so this process has to be executed in a loop many times till we say that further it need not do the further calculation. So till the time we instruct it or till a particular condition is reached, it has to do the process. It has to get in the dividend, it has to take the divisor, then it has to calculate the quotient and the remainder and print out the result. Okay, now we'll see how we are going to write the program. So I think by this time you might have got certain intuitions to write the program, what to write, see in, see out, what to be asked, what has to be entered and all. Okay, so first as usual we start with the hash include IOStream. Then we have the integer main function, braces opened. Okay, then we know that we have three variables here. One thing is a dividend. Okay, another one is a divisor. Then if you want, you can calculate a quotient and a remainder with another variable, but here we are doing it at the instant of printing, and we are not additionally using a variable for a remainder and quotient. That you can understand as we go on writing the program. Okay, so I introduce the variables dividend, divisor, and then another variable character. It is just for asking suppose you want to continue, whether you want to continue with another number. So there is an option, I'm going to make an option in the program that it will ask whether you want to continue yes or whether you want to continue no. So there should be an option to enter a character, so that if you enter one character it should take it will not continue, or if I enter another character it will continue like that. Okay, so I start the do loop. So do, then I have to open the braces. Then I write the first sentence. That first sentence, what it should ask? It should ask enter the dividend. Okay. Then what should be the next statement? Yeah, we should have when it asks for a dividend, we should give in a dividend, right? Given a value, a number. So then after the cout asking on the screen enter the dividend, then there should be an option to enter the dividend. So for that we should have the keyword cin. Okay, so here you might have noticed that I've written everything in a single line. That is not a problem because a statement in C++ ends with a semicolon. So with the semicolon it will understand this statement is over. So whatever is continued is the next statement. So in order to make use of the space when we write on a paper, or to actually make use of the space on the program, on the script, then I think we can use like this. We can use like this in order to save the lines, but then understand with the semicolon, the C++ understand this statement, C out enter dividend has got over, then it will understand the C in as the next statement only. Okay. Now again it has to ask what? It has to ask for the divisor. So there should be a C out, enter the divisor. Then along with that there should be an option to enter the divisor. So it should have C in, then divisor. You remember this operator for C out and operator for C in is different. Okay. Insertion and extraction operators. Okay, then so we have dividend and divisor. What should be the next step? Yeah, it should calculate the quotient and the remainder. So next step is basically calculation, that is the operation of the quotient, calculation of the quotient along with displaying it. That is carried out in a single step here. You can carry out it anyway, or you can calculate here one quotient is equal to dividend divided by divisor. Then you can then display quotient. But then here what I have written is a different way. I am displaying the quotient along with, or I am calculating it and displaying at the same instant. That is, this is how it is done. I want to display the quotient. So I write C out, the quotient is. Then after the insertion operator, what I have written is dividend divided by divisor. So at this instant, it will calculate the dividend divided by divisor, and whatever is the value will be displayed out. Okay, so I hope you understood, because here I have not I didn't use another statement to find out dividend by divisor, but instead of that, along with the C out, while I was displaying, I used the calculation of this dividend or the quotient part also. Okay, so that is C out. Next we have the another C out. We have to calculate the remainder, right? So remainder is actually dividend modulus operator divisor. So again, as we did the quotient, here also we did the same thing. Remainder is calculated along with the step to display it. Okay. Now so the quotient and remainder is displayed. Now we want to see whether, or we want to check whether we want to continue. So it should ask us whether you want to continue. So next statement I am purposely putting as C out. So that you know this is a escape sequence, that is a new line character. If you put backslash and then it means what it will be asked in the next line. Do another will be asked in the next line. So it will ask do another. It is my interest what to write. Okay, I am purposely writing here do another. Then I put the question mark. Then I asked y or n. So when it is displayed, it will come like this: do another y bar n. So I will get the message that I can type either y or n. If you want to continue, you can type y. If you want to continue, if you don't want to continue, you can put n. So that is all our logic. It is not necessary that you have to use a y or n there. You can use any character which you plan to compare with. Okay. So I asked, program asks us do another y or n. Then you have to, there should be an option for us to enter y or n, right? So then it should have a scene. So it's scene, then we should have an option to enter a character, not a number. Okay, because y or n, if you want to type in, you know that y and n is not a number, but it is a character. So that it was that for that purpose, I actually introduced, or I declared or defined a character here, character ch. So as numbers, dividend and divisors, they are numbers, and along with that, it is character also has to be declared. So for that, I introduced a character in the name ch. Okay, so here I have to enter y or n, and that y or n is actually the character which you are going to enter. So after the C out, it will ask it will ask do another y or n. Then I should have an option. I should get an option to enter y or n. So, and whatever you enter as y or n, whatever it be, whatever you enter will be actually accepted in the variable name or in the character name ch. Okay, so I put cn ch, and after that, that is over, all over. So do statements, do the body of the loop is actually closed, and then it will ask for the condition. That is the case of do while, right? So then I have to write then while in the bracket I check whether the character ch I entered, whether it is not equal to n. So the condition is that while the ch is not equal to, you know that we have learned this as an conditional operator, that is, it is not equal to. We can see whether this is not equal to. If it is not, whatever character you entered, if it is not equal to n, then this loop body will be executed. It is, the condition is like this here. Ch is not equal, ch, that is the character which you enter, is not equal to n. So since it is a character, you have to put in a single quotes. Okay. So if you don't put anything, then it is basically a number, and you know that ch is a character. I have introduced or I have declared ch as a character. So this, if you want to introduce, if you want to check the character or whatever it be, then you have to put it in a single quotes and do it. I write while ch not equal to n, it will continue. The meaning is that if ch is not equal to n, it will again carry out the loop. Okay, when ch is not equal to n, it will carry out. So while, as long as this ch you entered is not equal to n, it is not equal to n, it will carry out the loop again and again. Suppose at a particular instant after this, so for example, I gave about around 9 numbers, and 10th time when it asked do another, then I entered there n. Okay, I entered there n. So it is not equal to n means I am always, previously 9 times I have given y. So I entered y, y, y. So each time it was checking whether this entered number is not equal to n. Yeah, it is not equal to n. It is not n. Right? It is y. So it will again do this. It will again do this 9 times. And the 10th time it asked, I gave there n. And entered in this step when it asked for the when it asked for the character, I entered there suppose n. So then it meets the n, right? So it means it was, while it is not equal to n, you can do that. But if it is equal to n, what happens? This condition is not satisfied. While it is not equal, while ch, the character which you enter is not equal to n, as long as you enter y, it is okay. Then it is okay. It is fine. As long as you type in any number, it is okay. Okay, it only knows n. As long as you don't enter a n, it will go on doing the loop. And but at an instant, if you put in n or enter n as the character, then it will stop the working and the condition is not satisfied. The do loop will not work anymore. So it will completely get out of this loop. Now, so that is over. Then we have return 0 and then close the braces. So what you have to understand is, first time there is no way, because the question is also asked from next time onwards. So first time, whatever it is, whatever the situation is, it will ask us the dividend, what will ask us the divisor, it will calculate the quotient, it will calculate the remainder. Then after that only it will ask, do you want to continue or do you do another number? I have to do for another number. Then I have an option to say that it is y or anything. You can either continue the loop or you can get out of the loop based on the character you enter. So the checking needs to be done only at the last time. So this is the time in instances when we normally use a do while loop. But practically most of the time, mostly we will be using practically using for loop or while loop. Okay, so this is how a do while loop works. I hope you understood the syntax and the working of the do while loop. If you have any queries, please raise the doubts in the comment box. Thank you very much.